Hi guys, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel. If you've never been here before, then we are a channel here on YouTube that's dedicated to helping out magicians that are hobbyists, people that just have an interest in magic and tricks, and also beginners that want to get into the art of magic. If you haven't already done so, we would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and also the little notification bell just beside it. That way you'll be reminded every week when we upload a new video and trick. On to today's magic. We have two decks of cards because we're talking about transposition. Often done invisibly by magicians. It's where cards go from one place to another, like that. And we're going to do this today using just a few cards. So we're not going to use the whole deck, but we'll take the blue cards to begin with. They are just a regular deck of cards, and it makes no difference if we shuffle them because we're not using the whole pack. Now we need some cards to begin with. Now I'm going to remove 5 cards. I'm going to go for diamonds, but you could pick any 5 cards, but I think it'll look prettier if we use the lovely looking diamonds. There you go, and one more there. So we have the 5 diamond cards. The rest of the pack we don't need. Let me just show you these that we have here. We have a 7 of diamonds, we have a 9 of diamonds, an ace of diamonds, 8 and a 10. 5 blue backed cards, and we're going to isolate these in my wallet. That's pretty isolated, and it also gives me an opportunity to show off my business card, which generates a bit of self-promotion. I'll give you one of these in just a moment, but for now we're just going to isolate these cards that we've got here. There are just 5 blue backed cards. Those are going to go into my wallet as so. Okay, simple as that. Now what we do need is 5 cards from the red box. Oh, I tell you what I'm going to do. The problem when we do things that involve trying to remember where things are, we often forget and get confused. I've come up with a perfect solution. If I just grab a pen, if I give you a couple of my business cards. So in here I've got 1 and 2, and you can keep these afterwards, but we're going to mark off the red and the blue. Could you write on the card red and could you write blue on this one? Excellent. What we're going to do is to remind ourselves that in my wallet we have the blue cards, okay, and that's going to stay here in full view. Over here we're going to have the red cards. Now let's get into removing these from the box. Again, they are just a regular deck of cards. As you can see, these are all red. We're not going to use all of them, and in fact we can even give them a quick shuffle and cut, but it makes no difference because we're going to choose the same 5 cards. So as I go through, we want an ace, a 9, hopefully we'll get to them soon, just bear with me. There's a 7 and there's a 10 at the back. So we've got the same 5 cards. The rest of the pack we don't need. We get rid of those. Simple. Blue, red. Now of course with these cards here we're going to go through and show you that they match card for card. We have the ace of diamonds, we have the 9, the 8, the 7 and the 10. The 5 cards here. The transposition happens right before your very eyes, but of course being a magician it looks more impressive invisibly. as they transfer across. We grab the cards, 5 red-backed playing cards, and all I'm going to do is this, just push them through my hand. It doesn't look much, but look, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have the 5 cards, but notice, amazingly, 1 card has become blue. That leaves us with 4 cards. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another card has become blue. One by one, right before your eyes. In the middle, another card has become blue backed. And that now leaves us with just the 2 cards, the 8 and the 10. 2 cards, and I want you to watch closely. The 8 of diamonds. We're going to put these back to back. Watch, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. The 8 has become blue. And as for the final one, well, what do you expect? That is also blue as well. There we have 5 blue-backed cards, and they really are the cards, the 7, the 8, the 9, the 10 and the ace, all blue, as clear as day. Remember the cards that were blue in the wallet? We even labelled them. There they are, the blue backed cards. Yet if we remove these cards, there's no other cards in the wallet. Yet, look, we have the 10 of diamonds, we have the 9 of diamonds, we have the 8 of diamonds, the 7, and finally the ace of diamonds. They really are transposed. And there you've got a perfect transposition of 10 cards. And that is a great transposition packet effect. Till next time, practice and enjoy. Welcome back to the tutorial for this great transition effect. I think this is an amazing effect. One, because I thought of the idea a couple of years ago and tinkered around with it, but I did show a friend of mine who lives local, who's also part of our magic club, and he's been doing this for about 6 months, and he showed me this routine a couple of weeks ago and it blew me away. I just thought, wow, what you've done with this is amazing. Now, I did try and get him to come on camera and do it, but he wouldn't. He's just a hobbyist like you and me. So I decided to perform it on his behalf. One of the things about this is that it can probably do with some improvement, and as usual guys, I know that you'll come up with better ideas and handlings than what I did, but this is how I performed it. Now, it's going to look complicated, but trust me, it's straightforward. You don't need anything really major to perform this. You need 2 regular decks of cards that you're going to use in the performance. You need a way of switching the red packet from the blue packet in the routine. Now, I use what's known as a Z-fold or a Z-fold wallet. I've used it in other routines on the channel. I picked this up, it's one of my best buys ever. I picked this up from eBay for about £1. Okay, it's a little plastic wallet that allows you to switch from one to the other. Now, I'll be honest, when my friend did this for me, he actually used a stack of envelopes and he switched it using envelopes. I'm sure you'll be able to work out how he did it, but I prefer using this. You also need to raid an additional pack of cards, red and blue. Okay, so if you've got it doesn't have to be a complete deck. If you've got a few cards kicking around, use those. Okay. What I've done, I've taken some cards from a blue deck and a red deck. The only fake card you need is one of these. It's a double backer, red on one side and blue on the other. Okay, that's the only fake card you need for the routine. I've also, and you don't have to do this, but I actually think it works better with this, I've put a little tiny piece of double-sided tape in the centre. It's not essential, but I think it makes the handling at the end easier. Okay, just make it a little tiny piece, doesn't need to be that big. How do you set this up? First of all, the red deck. Let's set the wallet up first of all. From your red deck, remove 5 cards. Now it doesn't have to be these 5, it can be any 5, but I just happen to choose these here, these diamonds, but they can be any. Once I've done that, with the 10 on the face, the red cards go into the wallet, okay, and then I turn that over, and this is the side that I show at the beginning of the performance, okay. So that's loaded and ready to go. In the red deck, you then take your cards, and because you've already removed those 5 cards and put them in here, you're going to reload these, however, with these 4 cards from a spare blue pack which match those cards, and 1 matching 10 of diamonds in my case, okay, which is just a red card. That's it. That's all you need. You also need the double backer. This is what I do. In the pack, these are the red. I put this right at the back. On top of it, I put the genuine red card, 10 of diamonds. The other ones can go anywhere in the pack. Now, if like me, you want to show some of the cards, I tend to keep these in half the pack. Notice I haven't put them up here. You can do if you want, but when I push all this together and I show the cards, I don't want to show the top half because it'll reveal these. I know that if I push halfway, I can casually show all red, but there's no reason why they wouldn't be red, okay, at the start, because you haven't started the trick, so no one's looking for anything. Here's my double backer on top here. Now you can do some false shuffles, cuts, that's up to you. Then I turn them over. Well, let's put them back in the box. Let's go through the routine. The blue deck is not faked at all. There's no setup whatsoever. So you remove these, you shuffle them, and then you pull out all of these cards. Okay, like that. So we've got these cards in here. You go through, you pull these out. Now, why am I doing it like this? Well, you'll see in a moment. Once I've pulled these out, I strip them out like this. And there's a reason why I'm doing that, okay? Because some people say, why don't you just throw them on the table? I'm doing that for a reason. I turn these over, put them down, and then get rid of the rest of the pack. You don't need those. They're cluttering up. Put them in your pocket, get rid of them. Show the 5 cards again. You want to convince them that they're blue. Turn them over and show the cards. Now look at this next move. I've got the 10 of diamonds, the 7 of diamonds, the 9 of diamonds, the ace and the 8, and I put that to the bottom. Note the move. I'm actually performing a frustration count. Again, I'll put a link to the handling in the description below. Why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. They're all blue. But I'm doing it because I need to repeat that move for the red cards. I want to keep it consistent. So that's why I've done that. But then as a convincer, just to spread them to show that they are blue. Put them down, take out your wallet or your envelopes, whatever you want to use, open them up, say, I'll give you one of my business cards in a moment to look after. I take these and I make sure that the 10 is on the face, so it matches my other packet that's hidden in there. I put these in here. As I close this up, I pull this up, put it down and say, look, give me a pen, or get a pen from your pocket. You've already done the switch. The switch has happened. When I open this up, these are the red cards, the red back cards. You've done the switch. I then remove a couple of my business cards from the wallet and get them to write red and blue. Now the reason I'm doing this is, one, because I want to introduce my wallet to do the switch. I've got to have a reason for bringing my wallet out. So it looks as though I'm offering them my business card, but I'm asking them to write on here so we don't forget. I put this in and shut this up. This is clean now. This is done till the end. And the reason I put this in here is because if anyone knows about the switching, the Z fold type of wallets, this kind of dismisses that because the card is sticking out. Okay, that's just a little convincer. The red here, you then take the red pack, remove them. Again, you can show them the bottom half. You can even spread them. You can shuffle them, just don't lose the two top cards here. Remember, there's your double backer there. You go through and out jog each of the cards. There's the 8, there's the ace, the 7, the 9, and remember the 10 right at the back. There it is. The reason I've put that there is because I'm going to steal 2 cards. I'm going to take with the 10 the double backer. This is why, remember the way I removed the blue cards? I did this. I stripped them out because it's consistent and I've now stolen an extra card. Once you've stripped those out, put them down next to the red while you get rid of the rest of the pack. You don't need these. Get rid of those. We're done. Now, onto the final performance of the revelation of the blues travelling from here to here and the reds from here to here. It does involve a couple of sleights, the Elmsley and the Hamman. Both of those moves, there's tutorials in the description below, so go and have a look at those. You pick up these cards, flip them over and do the flustration. Now this is a genuine flustration. There is the 8, you show it red. There's the ace, there's the 7, there's the 9, and there's the 10, 2 cards held as 1. And you put this to the bottom. That move is identical to what I did showing the blue. Okay. Once you've done that, flip the packet over. You can even spread the top 2 cards to convince them. You say, look, watch the transition. Hold it in the Hamman Count move, and I'm going to count off 1, 2, 3. I do a switch. 3, 4, 5. To the layperson, they've just seen you show 5 red cards. They've now seen 4 red cards and there's an odd blue one in the middle. Now the way that I get this out is that these 2 are pushed back a little bit because I'm going to use this finger to push forward that blue card as I square the cards up so I can peel this out. You don't want them to see the other blue cards like that. Pull this out. Now you can actually show the card. In fact, I would probably do that. The only reason I didn't on the performance is because I was trying to fool you guys that are magicians. I wanted to try and trick you because I wanted it to look as though these were double backed, and you probably thought that there was red and blue on either side. That's why I just put it down, but you can show these and then flip it over. The next reveal is done via an Elmsley. Everything's already set. There's no changing the cards. I do an Elmsley count to show the next one. The cards are all ready. You hold them and you're just going to slide the top. The card you want to reveal is at the bottom, so I'm going to make it look as though it's in between the other two. So I slide the top one off, and then with my finger I grip the bottom card and just slide that. It looks like it's coming from the middle. I pull this out, reveal it, and drop that down on the table. You've now got 3 cards held as 2. This is the double. What I do is, with this underneath, I flip the packet over and I deal off the top card to show the 2 remaining cards, the 10 and the ace. And I put the ace like this, overlapping, and then with my middle finger I'm going to push the 2 cards forward because I need to strip this out, which is the red card. I'm then going to flip the 2 cards over as one. It looks as though both cards are red backed. This has got the sticky on. This is the double backer here. I then say watch the ace here. As you flip this down, all I do is I just put a bit of pressure here on that double-sided tape, and then you can just hold this, you say flick, and immediately it's gone from red to blue. That is a wow factor to the audience. You pull this out and you show this. The last card you can handle freely because it's stuck. That's why I use the tape, because I think it allows you to handle this freely, and you can then just use it to scoop these up, show the cards. You've got all of these cards here and leave them there. The rest of it's done. You open this up, everything is clean. They can see the blue there, but if you pull this out, you can put this away. I then deliberately, you don't need to do this to a lay person, you can just show that they're now all red. I tried to fool you guys because I knew it was magicians watching this, so I did another flustration, and I bet some of you were thinking they're not all red backed. And the kicker was when I spread them to reveal that they are. And because of that double-sided tape, you can handle these quite freely. These are all the red, these are all the blue, and it's amazing that the transition, red and blue, have changed over. Have a play around with that, study the moves. If you come up with any better suggestions of how you think it could work better, do share it among the community in the comments below. Wow, hope you enjoyed that. Till next time, practice and enjoy.